अच्छा स्कोर करना है. अच्छा जी, so today we are going to discuss about this topic, that is the transfer of thermal energy. You know, जब हम लोग transfer of thermal energy की बात करते हैं तो what we have to discuss or what we have in our mind, that there are different modes of heat transfer from one point to another point, right? So transfer of thermal energy mean, here we will talk about the modes of energy transfer or methods of energy transfer. Okay, modes of energy transfer, or simply you can say the methods of energy transfer. So both are actually the topics which are you know, available in the market, the methods of energy transfer. So here are some methods of energy transfer which I have enlisted. It's very short topic, but we have to focus on a few aspects. For example, what are the modes? I mean, one of them is conduction, convection, and radiation. So that is the total transfer in which all the energy will be transferred from one point to another point. So when we talk about this, you know, the there are three states of matter. So depending upon the matter state and depending upon the availability of the molecules or availability of the particles inside the medium, we have to discuss whether the heat energy will be transferred or how the heat energy or thermal energy will be transferred in the material. So simply, the thermal energy is the total kinetic energy of the atoms or the molecule. We have to remember this thing. Okay? That is especially in gases, right? Especially in the gases, and energy is transferred from high temperature to the low temperature. This is another point what you have to remember, that energy, naturally the flow of energy is what, from higher temperature to lower temperature, that is higher temperature to lower temperature. Then that amount of energy which is transferred, that is called heat, right? The energy which is transferred from one point to another point, what do we call it? Heat. So that is the introduction about the heat. And the thermal energy which is transferred, that is in three different ways what I told you, that is conduction, convection, and radiation. Is it clear? Okay.
Yes.
So when we talk about the convection, actually convection means, the convection is that process in which thermal energy is transferred only in solid. So here I have shown you one thing, that conduction describe the describe in molecular terms how the heat is transferred in solid, or how heat transfer occurs in solid. So this is the way, or this is the method of heat energy transfer in the solid, and that we call it conduction. What do we call it? Conduction. So conduction is that method by which heat is transferred through solids. Will you remember this point, that heat energy is transferred through solids by
Conduction.
conduction? And conduction is the process in which the energy is transferred through the particles of the medium from one particle to another medium, another particle, by vibration. This is simple way to describe that conduction is basically due to vibration of particles. That's it. Conduction is why, the conduction is the process which thermal energy is transferred through medium from one particle to another through vibration or by vibration. Here is a detail of that. Okay, these red particles are the high temperature particles, the blue ones are the low temperature particles. So did you see the end where there is low temperature, the particles have no vibration or very small vibration. Then the particles which are having which are at the higher end, I mean red end, they have very high vibration, I mean more vibration, and due to that more vibration, they have more interaction with each other. And when they have more interaction with each other, what happens, they transfer the energy from one particle to another particle. And let's say particle number one will refer to two, then three, then four, then five, then six, seven, eight, and so on. In this way, these 10 particles would get energy, but that is a slow process, right? So remember this thing, that uh, the energy is transferred by neighboring particles, right? by gaining thermal energy and then losing it to the other, or giving it, transferring it to the other. This transfer of energy continues until the cold end reaches the same temperature, right? Did I describe that particle number 10 will get the same temperature as that of the particle number 1? Then the temperature, yani heat flow, would be stopped. And here there is, yeah, this process, as I told you, that this is a slow process. I can write that this is a slow process. That's why
Here, are you speaking or?
Yeah, I can't hear you.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम। सॉरी, बीच में नेट
इसमें
कहीं
नेट कहीं
बच्चों ने डिस्कनेक्ट किया जाके, क्योंकि उनको गेम से उठाया था ना मैंने। तो
तो
तो ये हम
ये
वही कर,
हम वही कर
ये आप कौन
सकते हैं।
कौन किस
कौन
चीज में,
किसी से
So
मरियम हमारी बात
हमारी बात
दीजिए।
your voice is lagging a little bit.
ठीक है, ओके ओके। सो वी वर एट दिस पॉइंट, या द ट्रांसफर ऑफ थर्मल एनर्जी इन द metals. तो metals में मैंने ये कहा था कि because electrons also participate in the conduction, that is why this process is much faster uh, than those of the insulators. यानी insulator का मतलब wood, ceramic and all these stuff, although they are solids, but उनका उनके अंदर जो conduction होता है, that conduction rate is very low, not good as compared to that of the metals. So conduction cannot, yeah, these are really 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 important points for you, that conduction cannot take place in the vacuum, yani when there are no particles. That's why our the vacuum is a pure insulator. You cannot conduct through vacuum. Conduct का मैंने word बोला, मैंने कुछ और नहीं बोला. So through vacuum we cannot perform conduction. Liquids and gases are also very poor conductors. The reason behind that their molecules are far apart, and when they are apart from each other, it takes long time for the molecules का कोई बहुत बड़ा swing नहीं होता जैसे हम झूले पे swing लेते हैं. Molecules are very minor vibration, यानी हम जितना भी solids को utilize कर रहे हैं, those solids, the vibration of the solids can even not be visible, na, isn't it? Are you people agreed?
Yes, sir.
So इसलिए आप यूं समझ लो कि in liquids and gases the molecules are apart from each other. That's why due to vibration they cannot interact with each other. So when they are not able to interact with each other, they are very poor conductors. Okay, so is this all clear? Check this one out.
this one out.
This is
This
a test of the conduction, that there are different metals. One is made up of copper, second one is aluminium, iron and steel. So those metals which are good conductors, they all are connected with the boiling water. तो आपके पास यहाँ पे पानी क्या है, its temperature is high, so all these materials are basically there is a wax around these rods, ठीक है, they are coated with the wax. And did you see the solid wax is just a small portion of wax is left on the copper? It means copper is very good conductor. The heat transfer in the copper at the highest rate. So what is the yani order of conduction? Check, see this one out, that copper is yani the best conductor, second best conductor is aluminium, third one is the iron, and fourth one is the steel. Got it? Is this all clear?
Yes.
Do
Okay.
we have to
Okay.
know this, like the order?
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
just
little bit
little
louder,
bit
please.
louder, please.
I'm saying, do we need to know the order?
No need to
No
know the
need to
order,
know
but
the
you
order, but
have
you
to
have to
observe the
observe the
response of
response
these
of
metals.
these metals.
Oh,
ठीक है?
okay.
ठीक है?
Yeah.
हाँ, तुम्हारे माइक से एको हो रही है ढेर सारी. ओके, सो गुड कंडक्टर्स, इसी पे रहो, नो नीड टू चेंज. जस्ट जब आपने कोई क्वेश्चन पूछना हुआ तो माइक ऑन कर देना, अदरवाइज म्यूट कर लो, इट्स फाइन. नहीं, माइक या स्पीकर कुछ होगा, बहरहाल देख लेना. Okay, then we have a list of poor conductors which are named as insulators and good conductors. So gold is a good conductor, silver, copper, iron, aluminium and all that stuff, or glass, stone, water, plastic, wood. You have to at least know the common insulators. For example, you know, the glass is the insulator, plastic and wood are insulators, thermopole or polystyrene foams or cups are insulator, wool is insulator. ठीक है? Water is poor conductor, you can say, not an exact iron. And then aluminium and copper mostly used. Aluminium, copper and iron. Brass is also used. So these are metals. यानी आप ये देखो कि if there is a metal given to you, the metal would be best conductor as compared to that of the other materials. That's it. Conductors की बात करो. So here are different past paper questions. I believe that you people will have a very good grip on these.
Sir,
An iron bar is held, yes.
how do we distinguish the conductivity between two metals?
There are different ways. I will show you different examples which are being asked in our past paper questions, that how do we distinguish. So for example, there are tests. This is a general test. For example, you are holding a rod of solid, and if that rod of solid is conducting heat from the fire source to your hand, it means this is good conductor. If it is written that it is made up of iron, so definitely it would conduct. But if it is not written anything, it is just a solid rod, then what will you say? That in that rod is very good conductor, in which the heat reaches to your hand more rapidly or quickly in short time. Got it? Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So how has the heat traveled along the iron bar? By conduction, convection, expansion, radiation. Yes. What will be the right option?
By conduction?
Conduction.
Yes. Solids. Exactly. In solid, it is by conduction. So here, its option is revealed to you, but it's quite easy to hunt the option. That this is the diagram before heating the rods, when they are not heated yet. Heat is not provided yet, but when they are heated, uh, there were four wax. Sorry, there were four beans attached to each rod with the help of wax, and after some time, one is left on A, two are left on C, three are left on B, and four are left in D. So which one is the poor conductor? I need
The
answers,
conductor is
please. Yeah, poor conductor is D. And what is the good conductor? Our best conductor?
A.
Yes. Got it?
Got it.
These type of questions would be asked. Yeah, this is a question which is basically a very horrible question. That is another test. Yes, Mariam, you were asking that how do we test the conductivity. So there are so many ways. A rod made up of copper and wood joined together, made up of copper and wood joined together, just like a utensil handle. Do you know, if there is a utensil attached on that side, for example, there is a pan attached with that, so we use wooden handle here. Why? To grip that one. Why?
So that
Because
our
the heat is not transferred from metal to the wood. Is it?
yeah,
Where would be the lowest temperature noted down?
on the wood.
No, from ABCD. Khadija.
Um,
Khadija, are you there?
she's not, sir.
Ariba.
Is it going to be? It's either A or B.
Okay. Why B? Because
I think it's gonna be
isn't it?
A. Yeah, I
Yes,
think
it
it's
will be
A.
A. Got it, huh?
Yeah, but then B is still wood.
Okay, but that is near to the heat source. It would be heated a bit, a little bit, but A is just far away.
Hmm. I get it.
Okay, done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Now just
Now
go through
just
this
go
question
through this
quickly
question quickly
and tell me the
and tell me
answers.
the answer.
It's A.
It's A.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
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 Yes,
Next.
Yes. Next.
Zainab A
Zainab A.
जी sir.
A.
Okay, sir.
or Mariam.
Or Maria.
A.
Okay. Good. Okay.
Okay, good. Okay.
So
So
next part is
next part
convection.
is convection.
Actually,
Actually,
convection is,
convection
you
is,
know,
you know,
fluids in
fluid
terms
in
of
terms of
density change.
density change.
ये एको कहाँ से आ रही है बच्चों? हाँ जी. अब सही है ना?
सही है ना?
हेलो.
Hello.
Yeah.
ये एको कहाँ से आ रही है? सबकी एको आ रही
सबकी
है.
एको आ रही है.
So I think it's from Mariam's mic or her speaker.
चेक करो. मुझे अपनी फिजिक्स समझते हुए बड़ी टेंशन होती है कि मैं खुद क्या पढ़ा रहा हूँ. ठीक है. ओके. अच्छा, कन्वेक्शन में हमने देखना है कि कन्वेक्शन इज द प्रोसेस इन विच बेसिकली हीट इज ट्रांसफर्ड through fluids due to movement of molecules. Due to movement and vibration, these are different points. Movement of molecules. ठीक है? Due to movement of molecules. The liquids and gases are poor thermal conductors, but they are very good thermal convectors because the particles are long away from each other. So as I told you that they take time. And secondly, when the liquid or the gases are heated, the energy is transferred in the particles, causing them to move faster and further apart. This is the main reason of convection, that when we are having the liquids, when the energy is transferred in the fluid molecules are, it is easy to move them apart from one point to another point, or it is easy to separate them out. That's why it is easy to move them faster by providing heat. So convection, when they are heated, they move apart, further apart, first point. And in this process, basically what happens, yeah, third point is what I have written in the red line. So in this process, what happens, this is the mechanism. This is very important slide for you, right? Very important slide for you people. In that slide, this is the mechanism of convection. Okay, mechanism of convection, I mean, this is asked principle of convection, usually 3 marks question, that when a liquid is heated, it expands and becomes less denser. 1 point. The cold and denser liquids move down to replace it. Yani, when the liquids which are dense, they will sink, and liquids, the particles which are less denser, they will float. This in turn gets heated up. Yani, those which are coming down, they will be heated up, right? And then they will move upward. So actually, this is the bulk movement. These blue ones are cold one, and the hot ones are red ones are the hot one. So in this way, the molecules move. Yani molecules have a bulk movement. Molecules have a bulk movement here. So some of them are moving upward, and some of them are moving downward. The less denser will move up, and more denser will move down. This circulation of the liquid in the is demonstrated is called the convection current, right? So please recall these all points. So if you people have any confusion, or you want to ask me anything from these, you people can ask me. Otherwise, I would carry on yani to the next slide. If you people have any confusion, please ask me. Karna kya hai? What are the 4 steps? The first step is, when the liquid molecules are heated, they move apart. ठीक है? they move apart. ठीक है ना? सही है?
Yeah.
And when they move apart, their density decreases. When their density decreases, they move upward. When they move upward, they create a space, and the more denser molecules move down, they get heated. Again, they follow the same procedure. This causes a bulk movement of the molecule that is called convection current. Okay? You will score 3 marks most probably. If it would be asked for 4 marks, you can write four of these points. Then convection in the gases is observed. This is the evidence. Sometimes there is a question in the past paper that design an experiment or draw a diagram which show the convection current in the gases. So convection current in the gases can be represented by this small experiment. You are supposed to put 2 funnels and 1 box. The glass window means you are going to see the movement of the molecules, and then you put smoke particle, smoke paper here, just a paper with smoke here, and through this funnel the main key is here. There is a heating source. So when there is a heating source, air inside, it would get hot and it will move upward. Due to that, all the smoke particles which are actually coming through funnel A, yani this is funnel A and this is your funnel B. These molecules are cold from here. The molecules will move upward when they would be heated up, and those molecules which are here, there would be a space created in this zone, and due to that, smoke will move down. So you can draw this diagram very easily. So convection occurs when more readily in the gases than that of the liquids, because you can actually see the movement of the gases, especially the smoke, the dense gas particles. Got it? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. ठीक है? Then the liquids. ठीक हो गया ना? Clear? Yes. This
Yes,
is
this
one of
is
the
one
past
of the
paper question. In that question, actually, you are asked that there is a ice placed at the bottom of a test tube and there is a wire gauze. And what is the function of this wire gauze? That because ice is less denser than water, so it, you know, stops the ice to move up, yeah, stops the ice to float, or you can simply say it keeps the ice down. Then the water is above it, and water is heated from here with the help of a Bunsen burner. So, you know, tube is heated, glass is poor conductor, water is heated, water is a poor conductor. So this area would have high temperature. Got it? Because when the molecules would be heated, water molecules, they would move upward. So there would be very small motion of the molecules in the downward. So ice does not melt for a long time. Got it?
Why doesn't it melt again?
Because water
because
does not
water does
conduct
not
the heat.
conduct the heat.
देखो ना,
देखो ना,
water is heated
water is
from
heated
here
from here
till this point.
in this point.
So heat
So
should be
heat should be
transferred
transferred
through
through
conduction in the
conduction in
water.
the water.
So water is
So
poor
water is
conductor, so
poor
it will
conductor,
not
so it will not
provide heat to
provide
the
heat to
ice.
the ice.
Water is good
Water is good
convector, so
convector,
all
so
the heat
all
is
the heat is
transferred up.
transferred up.
Oh, okay.
Got it?
Got it?
So
So
why does the
why
ice
does the
stays
ice
long
stay?
time? So I told you, because the water is the poor conductor of the heat. That's why option D would be correct. ठीक है? So there
So
are
there are
so many options. For example, which line in the table is the correct about the conduction and convection? So conduction takes place in solids and convection takes place in the fluid. That's why option B was correct. And the density changes are responsible for which method of the thermal energy transfer. So as I told you that the would molecules would get apart from each other, and the molecules will get apart from each other, the density will decrease now. So density change takes place only in convection only. Got it?
Yeah.
So yes, this is the question. You have to answer this question, and then we will move forward. Uh, yes, that is, what would be the best place to position the heating element in the rod to obtain the best circulation of the liquid through the tube, liquid through the tube. For example, if you are going to place it at A, the hot water would there is no space above the A. That's why hot water will not be able to move. If you place it at D, again B, again same point is there. So at C, when you will place the hot source here, the hot water will move up. When hot water will move up, there would be a space created, and due to that, in that cold yani in that space, cold water will move into, yani that will move in this way. In this way, there would be a circulation of hot and cold water. So it depends, yani it matters a lot that where you are going to place the heating element in the circulation pipe. So is it clear to all?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So go
So
through the
go through the
this is a very
this is a
important
very
question.
important.
One diagram shows a block of the ice placed in the warm room, at which point the temperature is the lowest. This is the ice. Okay. So where should be the temperature lowest? D, because when the air particles closer to the ice, they would interact with the air. The air below the ice would cool down, and when it will be cooled down, it will become denser, and it will be it will move down. Is this point clear to you? It will sink
It will
actually.
sink actually.
So
So
this will be the
this will.
lowest temperature point or coldest temperature, coldest point. Got it?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
The same question is here. Yes, I would love to have answers from your side. Hurry up. You have 1 minute only.
Sir, I think there's a second part to the question. Could you
Could you
Yeah.
like
Can you
zoom
zoom
out?
out?
like zoom out?
Question,
Question.
question.
Yeah, there is.
Yes, this is
Yes,
the question.
this is the question.
Can you zoom down a
Can
little
you
so we
zoom
can
down
see
a little so we
options?
can see options?
ऑप्शंस देखने हैं, ऑप्शंस
ऑप्शंस
तो नहीं
देखने
दिखा
ऑप्शंस
सकता,
तो नहीं
वैसे ही
दिखा
होता है।
सकता वैसे ही होता है।
I
Yes,
think it's
I
B.
think it's B.
B. हाँ जी.
B. हाँ जी.
Who
Who
who thinks
who
C. B.
thinks
that it is B?
that it
C,
is B?
C. Think it's C.
एक बात पे एग्री
एक
होके
बात पे
तुम लोग
एग्री
बताओ.
होके तुम लोग बताओ।
सर, मुझे लगता है कि
मुझे
बी
लगता
है।
है कि B।
दो B एक
दो
C.
B
खदीजा
एक
नहीं
C।
आई अभी.
खदीजा नहीं आई अभी।
ऑप्शन इज C.
ऑप्शन इज C।
ये C वाली एक
C
लड़की
वाली
जीत
एक।
गई है, देखो. The which thermometer reading changes and why? तो मैंने आपको बताया कि this is ice, so the air below the ice would get cold and it will sink, so it will make the temperature reading decreased. ऊपर वाली air जब cool down होगी तो it will not move upward, so it will remain stick with the ice. Got it?
सर मगर वो हवा लाइक ऊपर नहीं जाता लाइक।
हवा ऊपर गर्म होके जाता है, ठीक है.
अच्छा ठीक है।
If instead of the ice, if there are there are two same thermometers, and you are having a heater, right? Electric heater hai. So lower thermometer will remain same, upper thermometer would have change in temperature, and that would be greater, its reading would increase. ठीक है?
ठीक है sir.
Yes. Okay, go to the radiation now. Rest all of the questions you have to practice those, so that I would love to finish this chapter in this lesson, inshallah. Describe the process of heat transferred by radiation. So radiation is a process by which, yeah, through which heat transfer in the form of waves. So radiation is the transfer of energy, or method of energy transfer in which radiation, yani heat is transferred through waves, or in the form of wave. Check this one out. This guy, student A, does not have any physical contact with that, but heat is reaching to that guy. Student B does not have any physical contact. Student C does not have, but student C has a solid in hand. So heat reaching to this by radiation, and by this radiation, heat conducts into that solid and reaches to the hands. In option B, option B is exactly above the fire source. So the air above that, it gets heated up and it moves upward. So this is what, that is why it is convection. And during convection, only the hot gases move upward, or hot particle move upward. So this is the only radiation, this one, through which the heat transfers in either side. Yani radiation will be upward as well. Radiation will be surrounding everywhere. So radiation is the transfer of thermal energy in the form of electromagnetic waves. In the form of electromagnetic waves, and those electromagnetic waves, do you know the name of those electromagnetic waves? Those are also called thermal radiation. I mean infrared radiation. The conduction and convection required medium for the transfer of energy, but this electromagnetic waves can pass through vacuum as well, isn't it? Do you believe?
Yeah.
पता नहीं है.
पता नहीं है.
So that is why the energy transfer through radiation takes place in vacuum. So this is the only way by which the radiation, yani the heat is transferred from sun to the earth, nothing else. Okay? Here is the source of the thermal energy is radiation transmits energy in the form of waves known as infrared. Yes, I was talking to you that this is basically the other name of the thermal radiation is infrared radiation. This is asked to you in your exam as well. And right, when the waves absorb the energy, what happens? The molecules radiate some infrared radiations, and those infrared radiations are they travel through the vacuum and in the through the medium. That's why we can say that heat is transferred uh, from the sun in the form of radiations. Okay? Radiation is the main. Yeah, this is the question which is usually asked in exam. The radiation is the only mean by which heat is transferred from sun to the earth. ठीक है जी? The sun's energy travels to the earth as an electromagnetic wave with the speed of light. So this is another very interesting thing, that the radiations, all these heat and radiation, its speed is same as the speed of light. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, good हो गया. ये मैंने आज अलार्म लगाया था, मैंने कहा आज मरियम की क्लास नहीं खाएंगे, लेकिन आज मुझे लग रहा है कि फिर थोड़ा सा इसको मरियम अभी क्लास
मरीम
शुरू
अभी
तो नहीं
क्लास
हुई?
शुरू तो नहीं हुई.
In 1 or 2 minutes.
हाँ
हाँ.
अभी लिंक तो नहीं भेजा, but like she may send in some time.
ओके
But
ओके
अभी तो
ओके
बस
ओके.
मुझे
बस
बताना.
मुझे बताना.
ओके, इमिशन ऑफ रेडिएशन इज बेसिकली अ प्रोसेस, यानी हमने ये देखना है नाउ, दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फेज कि what are the factors which affects the radiation. So the radiations are emitted by I mean, dull black surfaces. Dull black surfaces are best emitters of radiations as well as best absorbers of radiations. In the same way, the shiny and silvery surfaces are best reflector of radiations, but not absorbers and emitter of radiation. So, इसलिए हम लोग ये देखते हैं कि if there are two blocks, one is painted black and one is painted silvery shiny, so the temperature of the black box or black painted container would fall rapidly. ठीक है? In the same way, if you are heating two substances equally, तो black color का जो container होगा, its radiation यानी its temperature would more increase more. So that is the reason. Emission की वजह से ये देखा आप लोगों ने. This is just like the refrigerator or your AC or your dispensers, water dispensers back side. ये जो आपकी grill होती है ना, from where the hot heat is being exchanged through these capillaries. तो ये basically black इसलिए रखी जाती हैं कि so that dull black surfaces are there and they will radiate the energy more quickly. And secondly, they are supported with this wire gauze structure because it blocks the air. I mean, not blocks the air. It slows down the speed of the air, so air remains in contact with these black tubes. ये जो S shape में tubes हैं, U shape वाली tubes हैं, so that they exchange the heat through convection also. तो ये बात आपने याद रखनी है. This is very good example, a replication of your emission of radiation. Then check this one out. The silvery shiny materials are poor radiators. So when they are poor absorbers and emitters of radiation, for example, the people are there in the sunshine, so they are having the silver, yani these aluminium foils, their body would not be heated up. But if they are having their bodies heated up, they would be covered with the same foil. In this way, their body would not lose the energy in the form of radiation. So they are equally beneficial in both the cases, in the sunshine or after the race. यानी मैराथन के बाद ये करते हैं, they are blanket to prevent their body from cooling. यानी cooling का मतलब ये है कि it prevents the radiation from the body, right? The heat energy lost from radiation, because in marathon they have basically lost a lot of heat and loss of energy. That's why we just cover the athletes by this. Then check this one out. This is a testing. Ariba, this is for you. Testing mean we put a cork held with the wax and there is a polished disc and there is a dull black disc. They are equally distant from a flame. And did you see the wax melts first, or cork falls on the black surface, because black bodies are very good absorbers of radiations. They will absorb all, but they will radiate, they will reflect also. Is it clear to all?
Yes, sir. Sir, can I leave?
Yes.
Yes.
I will send you
I
this
will send you
recording.
this
So just,
recording. So just,
yani
it is fine.
Just
Just
these are the
these are the
examples,
because
a lot of
a lot of
examples there,
examples there,
and then we will
and
have
then we
some
will
past
have some
paper
past paper
questions. Topic is over
topic is over
from my side.
from my side.
Okay, sir, but whatever you record after I leave, do
Yes, yes, you
do
will
Yes,
see
you
that
will see that
recording.
recording.
What I will
What I will
do after
do
this.
after
Okay.
this. Okay.
yeah, I'll see the recording. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay.
So,
So,
students, just
students,
see
just
that
see that.
this is the dull black surface, then dull black surface, and then it is shiny black surface. This is white and this is silvery polished surface. So dull black is very good emitter of only radiations. Please remember this, that is only radiation. The reflection is this is poor reflector, it will absorb all. So that is why, in the winter we usually uh, wear the dark shades, because the radiations are absorbed and the heat is contained in the body. Like in white, these shades are used in the summer, so that heat should be reflected, radiation should be reflected, and that should not warm up our body. So I believe this is also very clear to you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then we have some questions that how does the thermal energy or heat energy transferred through the vacuum from earth to from earth and sun? So it is, you know, only the radiation.
हाँ,
Okay.
जी sir.
Yes. Check this one out. These all are the past paper questions. A student warms her hands near the fire. So how the heat is being transferred, which way carries the heat to her hand, and are these waves electromagnetic? Yes, they are electromagnetic, and their infrared radiations are electromagnetic radiations, right? Is it thermal radiations? अब आप इस पे आइए. These are your mean heating element. This is your microwave. Sorry, this is your baking oven. ठीक है, देखो, bread is there, and you are going to have the heat can be the bread can be cooked uh, placing it below but not touching the heating element of a oven. So which process transfer the thermal energy from heating element to the bread? तो आप मुझे बताइए, कन्वेक्शन होगी तो हीट सारी ऊपर जाएगी ना? Is it? Air is in between, so air cannot conduct. So only the radiations are there by which you can heat up your bread. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so which hand would get more heat? Left wala, right wala?
Sir, left वाला,
Reason?
क्योंकि वो dark light के जाते हैं.
Yes, because it is painted black, and the black bodies are very good emitters of radiators. Okay, the black side emits radiates more heat. That is the one. That is the reason. Okay, is it clear to all? So these, I mean, these all are the past paper questions. So I believe that once you will, okay, let's go through this one and then move to the next topic. That the diagram shows that 4 cans in a cooled room, and they are painted as shown. One pair is filled with hot water and left to cool down. The other pair is filled with cold water and placed near the infrared heater, right? Cold and hot. So the hot water in the black can cools more quickly than the hot water in the white can. The cold water can the cold water in the black can heats up more quickly than that of the water. Okay, vagara vagara vagara. Which row shows uh, black is the better emitter of infrared radiation, as well as black is the better absorber of radiation. So that is the black. ठीक है, clear हो गया? Is it clear?
जी sir.
जी sir.
Okay, so this is actually, now we will talk about the total transfer of energy. Total transfer of energy का मतलब ये होता है कि the process, when all of these processes are acting together, they are applicable together. So describe how the heat is transferred are in the buildings or from the rooms. uh, Actually these are the practical methods what they are used in our daily life. So here is an IR image of your home. IR image of the home mean, or you can say that is some sort of thermal imaging camera से हमने ये तस्वीर ली है. So those parts which are uh, hot, maybe they are visible by red color and the rest are green and black, etc etc. So ये जैसे आपको नहीं कभी मूवी देखो तो ऐसे लग रहा होता है कोई एलियन आपको देख रहा है. So that image would be formed in the eyes of the alien. Did you see that? सब मूवीज में होता है ना कि आपको ऐसे उसमें रोबोट आप उसको आपको वो यानी आप उसे ऐसे देख रहे हो. ठीक है, बिकॉज दे आर डिटेक्टिंग द आईआरस ऑफ योर बॉडी. ठीक है, तो लेट्स से दिस इज व्हाट, आपके पास ना एक होम है, हीट ट्रांसफर एट होम. तो आपके घर के छत जो है दैट रेडिएट्स द एनर्जी. ठीक है, दैट रेडिएट्स द एनर्जी. जो वॉल्स हैं आपकी, दे कॉज कंडक्शन बिकॉज दे आर मेड अप ऑफ सॉलिड. दे आर मेड अप ऑफ सॉलिड. और आपके पास जो बॉडी है, बॉडी हैज कंडक्शन वेयर द बॉडी इज इन कॉन्टेक्ट, ठीक है, रेडिएशन इन द सराउंडिंग, एंड कन्वेक्शन में आपकी बॉडी से हीट ऊपर जाती है और कोल्ड एयर नीचे आती है. इन दिस वे कन्वेक्शन एंड कंडक्शन टेक्स प्लेस. तो आपको अब पता है कि हम लोग मैट एंड ड्रग्स यूज करते हैं, कारपेट्स यूज करते हैं इन विंटर, सो दैट हमारे पास जो हीट है वो कंडक्शन कम से कम हो. इज इट?
Yes, sir.
अब इसमें आपके पास ये देखो, ये आपका डेली लाइफ का गीजर सिस्टम है. वाटर, ये जो हम लोग गीजर यूज करते हैं ना, गीजर हैज, दिस इज द हीटिंग टैंक ऑफ द गीजर. व्हेन द वाटर इज हीटेड हियर, हॉट वाटर मूव्स अप. ये देखो, हॉट वाटर आपका ऊपर जा रहा है, ये जा रहा है, ये जा रहा है, एंड हियर इज द स्टोर ऑफ द वाटर, स्टोर ऑफ द वाटर. ये बात याद रखनी है. बट यू हैव अ कोल्ड वाटर कमिंग फ्रॉम द ओवरहेड टू दिस. तो यहां से आपका कोल्ड वाटर क्या करता है, इट मूव्स डाउन एंड डाउन एंड डाउन दिस वे. हियर इट गेट्स हीटेड एंड मूव्स अपवर्ड. इन दिस वे, here in this one container, just believe this thing, that in a single container you did not put any layer in between, but the water which is which has lower temperature, it is in the lower surface area, and water which is hot enough, that water is in the upper region. ठीक है, and due to convection this water moves up. ठीक है, और यहां से आपके पास, आप इसको क्या करते हो, टैप के थ्रू, हाँ ऊपर भी लेके जा सकते हैं, यहाँ पे भी लेके जा सकते हैं, बट यूजुअली व्हाट हैपेंस, दैट इज द हॉट वाटर. यहाँ से हम इसको यूज करते हैं. ठीक है, बात समझ आ रही है? और यहाँ से अब आप इसको दूसरे को देखोगे तो जस्ट दैट इज कोल्ड वाटर. बिकॉज अगर हम गौर से देखें तो अबव जो कंटेनर है ना आपका, ये वाला, अगर इसको हम यहाँ इसके साथ कनेक्ट भी कर दें तो मोस्टली हमारे पास क्या होता है, हमारे पास हॉट कोल्ड वाटर आने का चांस होता है. लेकिन प्रॉब्लम सारे का सारा ये है कि बिलो दिस द वाटर वुड मूव थ्रू. दीज टू आर बेसिकली व्हाट, द हॉट वाटर टैंक्स. ये आपके पास वो है, क्या कहते हैं, सारे का सारा सेटअप है जिससे हम गीजर से पानी इस्तेमाल करते हैं. बात समझ आ रही है? अब आपको एक और भी मजे की बात बताता हूँ कि देयर इज अ ड्यूल टैब, और ड्यूल टैब में आप एक टैब कहां से निकाल के लेके आते हो, इन ड्यूल टैब वन वाटर पाइप इज बेसिकली कमिंग फ्रॉम दिस कोल्ड वाटर टैंक. यहाँ पे उसकी जगह नहीं है, बट दैट विल बी हियर, और यहाँ पे फिर वो वाटर टैब मिक्स करके आपको पानी निकाल के देता है. ठीक है ना? So that is basically convection current drive the hot water from the top of the boiler into the hot water storage tank, and cold water from the storage tank drawn down to the boiler, then it becomes heated. ठीक है, क्लियर है ये सारा? ठीक है. The houses in the hot countries are often painted white, and houses in the कोल्ड कंट्रीज, जैसे हम करवाते हैं ना, ब्लैक लुक करवा दो. तो ये बेसिकली लिखा होता है कि उर्दू में पढ़ा करो घरों के बाहर. ठीक है, छत के ऊपर, दीवारों के ऊपर. दैट इज द रीजन बिहाइंड दैट दे आर गुड अब्जॉर्बर्स एंड गुड इमिटर्स ऑफ रेडिएशंस. ठीक है, द फैक्ट्री रूफ्स आर समटाइम्स कोटेड विद एल्यूमिनियम पेंट. दिस रिड्यूसेस द अब्जॉर्प्शन ऑफ रेडिएशन. आपकी गाड़ी, व्हाइट गाड़ी क्यों लेते हो आप लोग, सिल्वरी पॉलिश गाड़ी क्यों लेते हो? बिकॉज इट रिफ्लेक्ट्स द रेडिएशंस, जल्दी हीट अप नहीं होती, और इसके अंदर जो एसी की एफिशिएंसी होती है वो भी ज्यादा होती है. ये सारी बातें हम अरीबा को भी बता रहे हैं. अरीबा, समझ गए हो?
Yeah.
वेरी गुड. अब देखो, यू आर लिविंग इन द हॉट कंट्री ना, जहां पे टेम्परेचर नॉर्मली ज्यादा होता है, तो यू कैन सी ऑल दीज थिंग्स देयर. पाकिस्तान में ड्यूल टेम्परेचर है, हमें दोनों तरीकों से सेटिंग करनी पड़ती है घर की.
Yeah, over here
Yeah.
it gets hot enough to fry eggs on cars, so
यस. तो इसलिए वहां पे ना जितना भी कलर है ना, वो ज्यादातर व्हाइट कलर या सिल्वर कलर यूज करते हैं. देयर वुड
yeah,
बी
that's
रेयर.
true. The majority of our cars
Eh,
are whites.
हाँ, वहां पे घरों के जो कलर्स हैं पेंट्स के, वो भी यूजुअली व्हाइट और सिल्वरी पॉलिश्ड होते होंगे. because they reflect the energy and reflect the heat. डार्क कलर्स या डार्क मैट कलर्स बहुत कम लोग वहां पे यूज भी कम करते हैं, इसलिए आपने इवन ड्रेसेस भी देखे होंगे वहां पे ज्यादातर लोग व्हेन दे आर कमिंग आउट, अरबिक जितने भी हैं मोस्टली दे यूज वाइट. दैट इज द रीजन बिहाइंड दैट. दैट इज यानी द लीस्ट सेफ्टी अगेंस्ट द हॉट वेदर. ठीक है.
Yes,
अच्छा,
sir.
अब हम लोग आते हैं this one. This is a vacuum flask, and in this vacuum flask, did you see its structure? In this structure, this is basically the vacuum flask which is used as a water bottle. इसमें आप देखो, there are rubber insulations here. They provide the support to this tube, right? सबसे पहले हम लोग इसके ऊपर आते हैं. Hot stopper, it prevents the energy loss, यानी heat energy loss through convection and evaporation. ठीक है. Got it? Gap with removed air, it prevents convection. Okay, so there is no convection if you have removed the air. Glass or steel is used to reduce conduction. Okay, reduce conduction. And then silvery polished surfaces, yani in and out, they are used to improve reflection. Okay, so these all are the ways to keep or contain the heat. So vacuum flask can keep the drink hot or cold for hours. It has these features for reducing the rate at which the thermal energy flows out or in. अब देखो कैसे. An insulator stopper to reduce the conduction and convection दोनों. Double walled container, gap between the walls, air has been removed to reduce the convection and conduction. ठीक है. And walls with the silver surface polish, they reduce the thermal radiation. तो आप इस तरीके से हीट को ट्रांसफर होने से बचाते हो. Is this clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Now go to the refrigerator. The diagram shows the cooling unit of a refrigerator. Right, this is the cooling unit. The top पे जो freezer लगा होता है या refrigerator लगा होता है, freezer नहीं refrigerator, देखा होगा आप लोगों ने. हमेशा यहाँ पे आपके पास ना एक यूनिट लगा होता है which is basically in inclined position that causes cooling. ठीक है. और जितनी भी ये cooling करता है, the air inside it sinks down and cools down all of the materials inside. ये बात याद रखनी है. ये इसका काम होता है एयर को कूल डाउन करना, जो कि रेफ्रिजरेटर के अंदर है. एंड एयर का काम होता है टू सिंक डाउन एंड मेंटेन द कूलिंग इनसाइड दैट आउट. कह रहा है कि व्हाई द कूलिंग यूनिट इज प्लेस्ड एट द टॉप. अभी आपको बोला मैंने, द कोल्ड एयर फॉल्स एंड वार्म एयर डिस्प्लेसेस अपवर्ड. कोल्ड एयर इज बैड कंडक्टर क्रॉस, कोल्ड एयर इज अ गुड कंडक्टर क्रॉस, कोल्ड एयर स्टॉप. नो, ठीक है. कोल्ड एयर सिंक्स डाउन एंड हॉट एयर मूव्स अप. ठीक है. So these are the past paper questions from the total energy. Yeah, this was a question, very good question. I was going to find a double glass window has two sheets of glass separated by a layer of air. अरीबा, ये भी तुमने देखी होंगी स्कूल में या घरों में. There would be double glass windows, a gap between them. The thermal energy is conducted and convected through the layer of air. The amount of conduction and convection varies with the thickness of the layer of the air as shown in the figure. ये आपको ना उसने बोला है कि आपने अगर थोड़ा थिकनेस ऑफ द लेयर ऑफ द एयर, जो आपके ग्लास, दो ग्लास के बीच का गैप है ना, अगर ये कम ज्यादा किया तो उससे एनर्जी ट्रांसफर आपकी वेरी करेगी. कैसे? आपको पता है, जब ज्यादा एयर रखोगे तो कन्वेक्शन ज्यादा होगी, अगर कम एयर रखोगे तो कन्वेक्शन कम हो जाएगी. ठीक है, लेकिन गैप बढ़ जाएगा तो कंडक्शन हो जाएगी. सो थर्मल एनर्जी और द हीट एनर्जी ट्रांसफर थ्रू द डबल ग्लास विंडो इज गिवन टू यू. देखो, द हीट ट्रांसफर बाय कंडक्शन डिक्रीजेस एज यू इंक्रीज द गैप. जैसे मैंने बताया कि आप अगर ज्यादा एयर यूज करोगे यहाँ पे तो कंडक्शन कम हो जाएगी, कन्वेक्शन बढ़ जाएगी. तो देखो, कन्वेक्शन इज इंक्रीजिंग, बट दिस द टोटल ओवरऑल ग्राफ जिसको आप कह सकते हो इज द टोटल एनर्जी ट्रांसफर, ठीक है। टोटल एनर्जी ट्रांसफर में आप देखो तो वेयर इज द लीस्ट एनर्जी ट्रांसफर एट 1 सेंटीमीटर, ठीक है। सो इन दिस वे दिस बेसिकली साइंटिस्ट ये बनाते हैं, तो कह रहा है कि विच थिकनेस ऑफ एयर प्रोड्यूसेस द स्मॉलेस्ट एनर्जी ट्रांसफर एंड व्हाई 1 सेंटीमीटर, बिकॉज द टोटल थर्मल एनर्जी ट्रांसफर इज लीस्ट हियर। इज दिस क्लियर टू ऑल? दैट्स इट। 81 पेजेस तुम लोगों ने एक लेसन में किए, तो व्हाट डू यू वांट?
Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah.
This all is, just easy way. Yani, you are just requested to solve the past papers questions from the given book I have provided you. मुझे daily basis